And welcome back to Music Free Gaming. I hope you're having a fabulous day. And boy, it feels like I'm sinking lower and lower and lower. It's a thing. I'm totally sure it's fine. Anyway, what am I doing? I don't know. It's Thanksgiving. I can't be expected to think on Thanksgiving. Anyway, we're here. We're in Minecraft. It's gonna be fun. So, here's the thing. It's Thanksgiving today. And you know what? I was thinking this week it would be really fun to get started on like a winter village. I think that would be really, really cool to build. And let me show you where this is going to happen. So this is my shulker farm. And it's a nice little farm. But I have it inside this giant snow globe, which is great. Who doesn't like a giant snow globe? But I thought it would be really nice to build in this lovely winter wonderland here. A nice winter village. You know, just a place where we can have all the winter fun and games and also death snow. So yeah, there's a little bit of powdered snow around. So we'll deal with that. In fact, it would actually be kind of nice to get some buckets and save some of that when I need it. But let's grab the carrots. Let's grab some sleep. And there's some things I need to do to get started on this, like sleeping and stuff. No, so we've got the snow globe here, which is fun and exciting and stuff. But I think what would be nice would be to maybe give it an actual base or something. Because it's kind of baseless, or maybe that's the wrong term, but it kind of feels like it needs a little bit of something that shows like, oh, there's some support or something here. Plus, I want to build out some nicer entrances and stuff into this. So we'll I think that would be easier to do if I've got something to connect to. So what I want to do here first of all is grab some of these bricks. And I happen to have a lot of bricks because I had to do a lot of trading. So I think what I want to do is I want to come in, I don't know. Actually, because I don't want it to be too far out. So maybe at this level here, if I were to bring some bricks, and I don't know if I want to match the curve or come out in sort of and just sort of make it a square. I mean, there are some advantages to both, I suppose, but this would go all the way up. If I were to make it a square, that would be a little bit of a problem, I think. Okay, I mean, I totally could just come down below those blocks that are at that level. I guess that might be okay. Yeah, it might be fine, right? So if I just come under, I don't know, under here. Now I've got snow and dirt and stuff here that I think needs to go away. Right. So that's about where we're at today. It's kind of so-so. All right, let's try this and see where this is going to go. So that's going to go in under there. If I take this out, then come in under here. So we've got a little bit of, I don't know, it's just weirdness because of the shape of the globe. So let's just run around here where I can put stuff underneath the glass. And I'll just figure out how I want to handle the the overlap and stuff like that. Or lack of overlap, right? Where the glass is not. Okay, so let's just run this around this way. Okay, we are coming under the blocks that are at Y89. Okay. Got this little bit of fun here. Oh, okay. Powdered snow. All right, let's just cut through the globe. I think that'll be a little bit easier. We'll just cut right through here, hopefully. Yeah, that's all snow blocks, but yeah, there is some powdered snow in here too, so definitely stuff that we'll need to get sorted out. But anyway, the blocks that are at Y89 are what we're coming under, right? So those should be at 88. Zoop. Yes, okay. There we go. So I'm just gonna come around this way. Yeah, and it said I'll figure out the connection stuff here in a minute, but at least this way we'll get ourselves at least what looks like a nice support. Okay. So if the glass is sitting on something. Back. That's probably not where that's going to go. Okay, now where we've got this hill coming up across this way. For now we'll leave it, I guess. Yeah. All right. And yeah, and then we get all of that happening in there. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. I might even bring some more snow in this way, but I'm going to come around like this. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's because the center of this is here, and the door is not in the center. That actually makes sense. Something still here is off, but... Alright, well, we'll just, do we take the I'm not going to worry about it approach? That kind of feels like the approach we're taking. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and have this go around. So it'll stick up a little bit, but that's okay. All right. So we'll just pop some of this down. Now, I may have to do some stuff on the inside, but I think that's going to be a problem for future me as we sort of figure all of this out as it goes around. That goes. We're going to stop here because of the hill. Okay. Now, this is going to be totally fine. Right. Yes, that's fairly certain. Fine is what we're going for. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. No. I mean, maybe, but for now, we'll just run this all in here. Okay. Yeah, just bring this around so that our snow globe is supported. Or at least looks like it's supported. Okay, so that would go there. I'm going to go ahead and just drop that in there like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, cool. And then obviously we've got the rest of the hill and stuff, but That'll give us a little bit of something. Now, I I I don't know quite where or how I want to lay this out, because this is going to be, I guess the first thing I'm going to need is to figure out where the actual door to the globe is going to be. And then we'll figure out partly where some of this village is from there. Hello, rabbit. Hello. Okay, so this is going to come around this way. Actually, do I have more snow here? I do. I also have some dirt. Do I have snow blocks? I have like 5 of them. Awesome. Yeah, I think this is going to need a little bit of something back here. Okay. All right. So, the entrance. Now, before I get too crazy, there is something I have been considering about this. And I really should make a decision, because that's going to affect this, I think. One of the things I was thinking about doing is, right, we've got this lovely area here. And, okay, we've got the output of the farm that comes down this way. It's this lovely mosaic that Sprite put together for us. It's great. I'm actually considering maybe taking the outside of this, right where we've got all this snow, and setting up storage, and making this not just the shulker farm, but like a community storage area. And if I were to do that, then this would be, well, I would have to give myself some space for all of the redstone-y storage bits. Obviously, that wouldn't be a lot, because it would be chests and things, but chests and hoppers, and then a sorting system, which I think would be copper golems. Okay, nothing too crazy here. But if I were to do something along those lines, I think that would be really cool. It would just be a matter of where then does the entrance go. And I still like it being in the center, which I said I believe it's this. Yeah, this line is the center. Basically where all that scaffolding is. And this nether portal. Okay, so if I were to do that, honestly, that might not end up with that much storage, actually. I'd have to double check, but we'd have a couple of chests, maybe like 2 or 3, and then the hopper. I'd have to take a look. I have to go to take a look and just see. I think I would copy sort of what I have back at my base, but see if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, 9 puts it there. What if I were to say put a wall here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ta-da. Okay. So that was the wrong button. All right, we still have plenty of light, which is good. Yeah, if I were to do that, and this would not be sitting here blocking the frog light, but that would give me a little bit of an entryway. Yeah, that would be interesting. So if this comes in 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that, right? Oops. Oh, I was just gonna measure the diagonal. Yep, that is a diagonal. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Right, yeah, that's fine. So this will come on right there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dun. All right. And we would do the same thing over here. Go. And then this one would be on the color, right? Right. Something like that. Yes. Okay. 2, 3. Here, and then this one's on the light. Okay. That would work. This would give us this would give us 8 storage slices, which would be probably fine. Okay, so if I were to do that, then what I would do is I want to cut an entrance in here somewhere. I think what would be the best way, at least from spawn, would be this door. Okay. Now, I could go through this one, but there's lots of hill and stuff here, and I kind of like having this terrain here, okay? This terrain is fun and exciting and stuff. Okay, so okay, and it is just mildly dark. I'm going to just drop a torch right here. Okay. That'll shine through and keep this safe. All right. Nice. So if we do this, that will make a little bit of sense, actually. And here's why I'm thinking this is going to be the way to go. We make the main entrance over here, okay? Going down through that. Then I can set up sort of the road, I guess, or a road for the village coming this way, okay? So we can do something along those lines. Here, let me put all of this brick away. I was kind of thinking I would end up needing more brick than that, but all right, that's fine. We'll deal with that in a little bit. But so let's mark out a little bit of a road, right? Because I think that's going to make this work out nicely. Plus, it is a little bit dangerous, this walk over from the spawn house, right? This little spawn hut over here, because there's a bunch of powdered snow over here. Okay, those are snow blocks. All right. But yeah, it's a little snowy here. We gotta, be careful. So, do you like the idea though of doing that? I'm not sure where the road will end up, but let's kind of start something kind of going this way. And I'm just going to mark it out. Okay. We'll just mark it out and see where it goes. Okay. I have no designs or anything in mind. We're just going to do the thing. Now, one thing we'll have to be mindful of is, snow. Snow is going to fall. So we'll need to do a little bit of something probably to keep that a little bit, I don't know, keep the roads clear. And I could definitely come and pour string all over it. That's a thing. I think if there's light, right? This has a snow layer on it, right? So I think if there's enough light here, it will actually melt this. Yeah, you can see it's melting the snow layers a little bit. So if we have light along the edges of the road far enough, it'll keep the road clear of the snow. Okay. That'll be handy. And I certainly have enough frog lights that we can bring plenty of light to make that happen. Okay, next question. So we've got one road at least marked out. All right, the next question is, where's the next one going? And so we're going to have, I think I want to bring the village up and around this way and maybe around here. Now, obviously, we've got all sorts of cold, snowy goodness over this way. And then we hit a plains biome and the snow just kind of stops. But that's okay. I mean, we could then build more of the village coming out this way. And just have the snow globe be in the background of the village. Right? That could be fine. Maybe somebody would get really excited and put another glass ball on top of this and make it a snowman. Or 2 more glass balls. That somebody would not be me, okay? I have placed enough of those for now. Okay. But if we were to come across this way, almost going straight towards that cave, maybe. We're going to come off this way. Okay, and make this. Alright, and yeah, this cave should be nice and fun and safe and stuff, but kind of like this idea, and then we'll bring the road up like that. Woo! Powdered snow. Yeah. Okay. And that's powdered snow. Awesome. Again, gotta watch out for that. I didn't bring any iron with me. I should do that. Just scoop up a bunch of this powdered snow because I can totally find uses for it. All right, but for now, we'll just sink into it because that seems like fun. All right. All right, so we'll just bring this kind of sort of like that. All right, that's fine. That gives us plenty of room here, and then we can build up onto that hill, perhaps. That might be the outside edge. We'll kind of see. All right. Sleepy, sleepy. And it'll be nice to move this little spawn area. Honestly, if I were to build the storage back that way, then it might not be a bad thing to have to move that little bed spawn area type stuff back this way. Underground, perhaps, but you know, it could be as you come in the portal. Yeah, and I think wherever we actually build the entrances, like I think over there, and probably one over here. And maybe one over there. Let's see. And I can actually see taking out the door here on this side. Okay, just for, you know, convenience sake. Okay, perhaps be less convenient. But I guess the reality is if you're coming from spawn, doesn't make that much difference if you're coming across this way or you turn and cut across over to that. So, okay, could live with that. All right, so let me free cam up here. We'll take a little bit of a look. A little bit of a look at this. I think this is going to be okay as far as those roads go. And yeah, then we'll see. This is something I may talk to Snoopers a little bit about. She built this little hut, which is great. In a nice, safe place for people when they, actually accidentally end up respawning here at spawn. But yeah, I could see something fun happening here. All right, I don't know what, and said I don't know if we would want the village to come up all the way over here. Again, that's something I think I'd want to talk to Snoops about. But everything else, I think, is going to go basically this way. So, all right, so let's actually figure out some roads. And yeah, this is going to be a little steep, but I could shallow the road out here a little bit as we get going. But okay. I'm sensing good things here. All right. Well then, if that's going to be the thing, so how do I want the? I guess now since I've marked out where the roads are going to go at a high level, how wide do I want them? This is going to be a village, so these don't need to be ultra wide. Probably. Hang on. Let's get a few more bricks here, shall we? Okay, and I'm not going to make the whole road out of stone bricks. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be wonderful and stuff. But if we make this, say, 5 blocks wide, just the total road, 5 blocks, I think that'll work. I think that'll be good for a. Said we're not going to have a huge city here. Okay, nice. I like this. So let's go ahead and need a couple of things, but I think, yeah, let's go ahead and just get this sort of laid out in the snow. Now, we'll see what happens here. Boy, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name over there on YouTube. Frogger we'll go with. How's it going? That might be wrong, but hey, we'll go with it. How you doing? Hope you're having a fabulous day. All right, so yeah, let's I'll have to do some digging here and just see what this like. You just spammed letters. That's fair. That's fair. How you doing? This fine Thursday, Thanksgiving here in the U.S., which is awesome. Okay. Yeah, and I think I'll come in here with some slabs and we'll slab it up. But for now, let's go ahead and pop this in this way. And we'll just sort of carve the road down here. So once I know where the road is, then it'll be easier to, do other things like build houses and whatever else is going to go in this little holiday village. All right, so this is going to go. We need to drop down a little bit more. Let's see. I guess it doesn't really matter. It can be it's a village. We're not talking about serious engineering here. I mean, not that villages can't have well-engineered streets. That would be silly to think that. But well, we're gonna keep this sort of flat and chill and variable and all sorts of stuff. Hopefully that'll make or keep this nice and charming and all sorts of fun stuff. All right. Okay. Oh, hey. Oh. There's grass now. Alright, so this is all going to become stone. At least for now, it's going to be stone brick. Okay? As I said, I think I'm going to come through here and drop in some lights or something. Or lots of lights or something. Just to keep the road clear because it's lit, right? I showed before, with enough light, the snow layers will melt. So it should hopefully keep things nice and happy. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and run this across this way. This little dent in the landscape, we'll go ahead and fill that in, but okay. Yeah, so we'll just run this right on over here. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. We'll bring this way, and then yeah, I'll need to rig some sort of. Actually, what I'll probably do is maybe not even have it connected to the snow globe. We'll build something here. Okay. I don't know what, but something will be here, and then we'll go down into the snow globe and down here, so we can then be in on the shulker farm and what will be some additional storage. Okay, so I like the idea of building some nice community storage over here. That won't be hard. It'll be a little time consuming to get it all in place, but not hard. And in fact, if I were to treat this as the main entrance, then probably either this side or that side's got the portal, which is the reality. A lot of people are just going to come in through the portal. So if I put the item drop off over there and let it filter its way around over that way, I think that'll be good. All right. So we'll figure all of that nonsense out. But for now, let's finish getting some roads in place here, shall we? All right. Okay, so this will go this way. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a great Thursday. We had a lovely Thanksgiving here. Yeah, my youngest is home from college for the week, so that's been nice. Yes, we had a little family dinner. I mean, we're missing the other kids, but they all chose to live far away, which actually is fine. They're awesome and amazing and doing awesome and amazing things. I would like to sleep in this bed, but it was good. All the fun, and then we put up the Christmas tree this afternoon. Oh, that was great. Posted a picture of it in the Discord. It was not the best picture, I think, but it gets the idea across anyway. So that was cool, and what's fun. So we do Thanksgiving dinner, I guess, at lunch. We do that at noon. When we do that, and Sorry, words are hard. It's too much food, I guess. I can't think straight. Anyway, so we did that. And then, but what we end up usually doing is by the time it gets to be, supper time, it's like we're all still full because of the feasting. And so our evening meal tends to be leftovers and pie. Sometimes just pie. Yeah, I think let's come up here. I don't know if I actually want that to be the center of the path or if I want it to be over a little bit. And boy, howdy, let me tell you, we had a significant amount of pie here. We ended up with, for the three of us, we ended up with 5 pies, which is a good amount of pie. But more than I need. But that's okay. I am okay with that. All right. So yeah, so it was good. And boy, we have good. Oh, I'm freezing to death. That's less good. Well, yeah, we had some good stuff. We had some pumpkin pie, which that's what I had. It was delicious. My wife had some cheesecake. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so I think if I bring this road this way, yeah, I think I want to have where that's marked out. I think I want that to be an edge. I think I want that to be the side of the road. So we've got plenty of space coming this way. This will give plenty of space over here as well for whatever houses and stuff we've got going on here. So I think that'll be good. All right. I should probably change into like some leather boots. Honestly, I really should get some fully enchanted leather boots for just this sort of occasion. Okay, so this is going to come up here. Yeah, we'll go this way. I think we'll do some slabs here so this goes up a little more gently, but let's see what other fun we get here. Yeah, getting up this hill is going to be steep. I'd like to not be that steep, but so I think if I take it just with slabs, I think we should be okay. So if I come up like from here, no, let's have it come up a little bit closer. Yeah, up to there. I think that'll make a little bit more sense with where the hill is and stuff like that. So do this. There, goes there. On second thought, I'm gonna freeze there. They're coming down this hill. Let's see. So if this is, well, maybe this will be okay. Maybe. No, I think we're gonna have to pop this like this. Back. That's not gonna go there. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to raise this up sooner. All right. Nice. And then this will go here and here. Oh, I hate breaking the powdered snow, but just because, hey, it's here and it's handy, it's a lot easier to scoop it up than to try to farm it. You know what I mean? But that's all right. We'll get this going. This is all snow blocks. Okay. All right. so yeah, this will work. Okay. All right, cool. Sorry, I get sleigh ride in my head. I can't help it. It happens. All right, so, right, we're coming this way. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to be this line right here. So yeah, I don't know if you have do you have like a favorite favorite holiday song? Doesn't have to be necessarily Christmas. Just hey, this is a song that's, you know, I always think about it. Thanksgiving or during the winter season, you know. Said sleigh ride. Oops, sleigh ride is definitely one that shows up in my brain often enough. My favorite Christmas song, I mean, I've got a couple. Old Holy Night is right up there for me. Oh, Holy Night and What Child Is This? Okay, so these are going to come this way. Now, as I was saying, I think I'm going to be replacing a bunch of this with some frog lights and stuff, so we've got light to keep the road clear. But beyond that, we'll kind of see how this goes. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do all of this, but turns out an axe does a really poor job of being a shovel. And that's okay. It's not a shovel. It doesn't have to pretend to be a shovel to appease its family and uphold the family honor or anything like that. That would be weird. Okay. Also, I don't need those seeds. All right. All right, let's scoop up some more of this. I wish I was scooping up some more of this powdered snow, but I don't have iron on me for buckets. It's all back at my base, so we're just going to bring this way. All right. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, this is going to be okay. So we've got a lot of powdered snow there. We'll scoop up and or cover. Nice, but I think this is going to be good here for the basic roads here. Now, a wise Minecrafter once said, "Hey, when you look at your builds, think about your sightlines." So let's think about our sightlines. So we're going to be coming at this from two directions, but the primary way we're going to come at this from outside, I guess, is going to be from this hut. So we're going to be coming this way. So we'll have some houses build up here. And I think, yeah, we'll build up a larger structure here. Could be a church, right? Something along those lines, but up this way. Okay. Like that idea. All right, for now we'll just keep the snow there because why not? Yeah. All right, so we'll build up something and we'll come in through there. All right. Nice. Let's we'll sleep in the hut tonight. All right. Hey, Chair, how's it going? It's come on. It's almost night. See, the sun is setting. It's night. Anyway, how you doing, Chair? Hopefully things are going well for you this fine Thursday. Wow, don't do that soda fast. All right. Let's get back out here and figure out where this is going. You're fine. Good. Glad to hear that. All right. So we'll come out this way. So now let's figure something out here. So that's snow. Let's go ahead and just fill in with. I mean, snow blocks are fine. We'll just fill in with grass. It'll eventually get covered with snow anyway. All right. Yeah, we'll do the same thing for all of this out this way. It's going to be just sort of a natural. Okay, it's not natural. It's an artificial flat area, but at least it'll make more sense for the village and the road. Okay. So yeah, so we'll come up this way. If we're going to be coming in underneath this, so we're coming in straight. I mean, we'll have obviously there's going to be a staircase. But we'll come in from the building. There'll be a staircase down into this area. So yeah, what I'm going to have to do is mark out where the storage is, what that looks like once we're in there. And that should be fine. And if I need to bring this, I'm not going to move the glass. I think the glass is fine where it is. But I mean, I could raise this all up, but I don't want to. So yeah, we're not going to be dealing with like huge quantities of storage here, but something anyway. All right. Okay, but this means whatever I build here is going to need to have some form of basement down into this. Okay. And that also means that I'll probably take this door out, and the only way in is through this building. Okay. Which is great. Now, I think what I'll do... What will I do? I don't know what I'm going to do. It'll be something. I'm going to build something. This much is very clear. If there's one thing I know, is I'm going to be building something. I don't know what it is. It's going to be a building. Okay, so that narrows it down a bit, right? It's not going to be a dragon. As cool as that would be, I'm not good at dragons or organics or anything in general. So we'll stick to whatever our happy building is here. Now, we've got this hill. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get some of that brick that I had here a moment ago. And let's put a little bit of this stone away. Just for simplicity's sake. Honestly, what might be good would be to grab the scaffolding and just pop up a little something that just to see how tall I would want this to be. Right? It needs to be tall enough that it's not necessarily dwarfed by the snow globe here. But if it's too small, that's going to be a problem. But if it's too large, that could be an issue too. All right, so let's just grab some scaffolding. And let's take a look here at... All right, so let's see if we were that high, however high that is. I think that might be okay. So let's come down. We're basically ground level. If I come up no taller than that, I think that's going to be okay as far as the height and stuff goes. And since we're going to be going down into a basement that heads out into that, I don't have to have the back of the building. I mean, the building doesn't have to censor, doesn't even have to line up necessarily with that door. Okay. All right, so if we come in this way, that can go away. Hi. What do we do? How does this look? Now, it could be centered on the road, but it doesn't have to be. Oh, what if we build up something? Hang on, let's take a look at this for a second. What if we build up something that's like a two-story structure, but the second story lines up with a layer of the hill here, okay? I don't know if you've seen like some multi-split level house type things where it's like, oh, you come through the front door and you're down at this level. And if you go through the back door, you're up at a higher level or perhaps down at a lower level, something like that. Wish there was a mod to count how much block there is in an area. You're talking like I'm going to dig out this area and how many blocks there are. I mean, that's math aside from are there holes and stuff there. All right, so let's do this. I do want this to be a little bit forward. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, aside from potential holes, like if you're digging, you know, if there are caves or something, that's just arithmetic. Length times width times height gives you the number of blocks, right? Because if it's a 10 by 10 by 10 area, that would be 1,000 blocks that you'd have to be dealing with. Oh, you suck at math. That's fair. Well, calculators are cool. But yeah, you just take it length times width times height. And okay, so if I come this way, let's take a look here. I think I do want the front door. We're up on a hill. Do I want to take out this layer of dirt or do I want it to be up a little bit? That is a question. I think I do want it to be kind of up at this level. I think I will have the front door centered. So let's go this way. So this right there. Okay, and turns out right here. Those are the edges of where the road is. So if I bring... Yeah, if I bring this, say, about here, I can have a doorway that kind of sits right somewhere in here. All right. And I didn't count how tall that was, but that's probably about 18 blocks. But as long as we're not taller than that, we should be okay. All right. So that'll go there. Actually, that's not a bad thing. What if we were to go like this and... Yeah, let's take that out. Like so. Oh, stream joke! Why did the octopus beat the shark in a fight? Because it was well armed. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think I want a larger door, so I'm going to back this out like so. That was not the greatest joke that Riley has ever told, but, you know, sometimes you just have to suffer through the bad ones. Okay. That is not at all what I wanted to do. I mean, okay, it's kind of what I wanted to do, but it's not what I wanted to do. That's going to go there. This is going to come out. I want that to be brick. This is going to be brick. This is going to go be stone brick. And I'm going to go to bed. Hang on. Let's make with the sleepy. As soon as I can figure out scaffolding technology. All right. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, I think this will work. Yeah, once I get everything sort of sorted out down below, I'll worry about what sort of staircase and stuff I need here. But so yeah, so if we bring this way. Ooh, I like this idea. Okay, hang on. What if we pop that like so? So we've got this sort of pop out thing. This would be shovel. Shovels are cool. All right. This would go sort of like that. We've got this hill here, so then the building will come up. How tall do I want this to be? Okay, so that's ground level. We're up on walls. Probably 5 blocks would be okay. We're going to just mark this with dirt, and we're going to see what this is looking like. So that would be 4, and then we'd be looking at our floor. Whatever we make the floor out of would be up here. Okay, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's right. Hang on. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Floor level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm off here by 1. All right, hang on. I cannot count. Okay. I cannot do it, Captain. Counting is too hard. The streamer just can't take it. Not even with additional dilithium crystals. Okay, sorry. I'm not sure if I was channeling Scotty or Chekhov, but it didn't end up being either of them, and it was just bad. All right, so ground 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ceiling is this. Now, assuming I want the floor and the ceiling to be the same block, which I might not actually. So if that's floor. Okay, so let's do this. Do I have another? I have snow blocks. We'll use snow blocks for a minute. So that's floor and ceiling. And then we'll come up here. 1, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now that is the top of the structure. Okay. We'll have a little bit of a roof, of course. But I think that'll make sense because if I have floor falling is cool. If I have that, well, actually, technically that would be the floor. Yeah, I've got grass. This will work. I'm just going to use the grass for a minute to run this over this. Oops. No. One of those blocks doesn't belong there. Okay. Okay, so if this comes out this way. All right, and if this comes out this way. Yeah, I'm almost certainly going to have to head back to my base, pick up some more building blocks and stuff, but okay. But if the floor comes out like so, Yeah, I think this will work. I think this will work. We'll have to do a little bit of shaping on this to make it all happen, but I think that'll be good. Okay. I kind of feel like I might have screwed something up here. Yeah, the fact that I don't have a stone brick here is kind of throwing me off here just a touch. Like, if I'm kind of thinking, right, I take, oops, that's fine. Stone brick like that. That goes to brick. Okay. And then the side of that goes like so. And we do the same thing over here. Okay, where we do, oops, stone, stone, stone. Okay, but in the right places. All right, this comes out, this comes out. Okay, and we go like that. Okay, okay. I can live with that. Yeah, I think I can live with that. All right, so then this will come up this way. All right, and if that's, again, this is floor level. Actually, that's ceiling level. That would be floor level. Yeah, I don't want that to go up any higher. I actually kind of like where that is. So that's fine. I can have the same block be the ceiling and the floor. That's okay. Especially if I do something like spruce, which I think is going to be kind of nice here. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this up like so. Just hang on. There's snow in the way. All right. All right, so this is all going to have to that's going to get shuffled around. And that's okay. We'll make it happen. But okay, so we'll have something sort of like that. Oh no. Hang on. So this is floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, right. And that's the ceiling. We'll have something else up there. Let's... I got rid of my scaffolding too soon. All right. Because I think I'm going to want something along these lines. All right. And that is too tall. Okay. Which is fine. We can do something with it, but it's... Let's just get the shape in. We'll worry about details and stuff here in a little bit, but at least let's get the shape going. Okay. Again, start boring. That's my typical approach here. We're going to start with the basic shapes, and then we'll come in and detail, okay? All right. This is one of those things that I like to do because if you spend too much time detailing first, you end up ripping it all out and spending a lot of time doing stuff that just doesn't make sense. Okay. Okay, I think I kind of like this. I might dig out some of this. We'll add some other detail elsewhere, but kind of like what's starting to take shape here. That stone. That's coming out. That should be stone brick, at least for now. All right. Sweet. Yeah, I think this is good. I think I like what's happening here. It's going to be a fairly, this is a fairly basic, but it's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to need to get some detail and stuff here, but it'll be great. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and down. Well, so much for that brick being, you know, soft and squishy. I know. Everyone's used to soft and squishy bricks. That's what we look for in bricks typically, is the soft and squishy kind. All right, maybe not, but still, it was hard on my knees, and my knees are old and can't take it. Okay, so I really should maybe think about softer bricks. Okie dokie. Oh, okay, so we've got sleep. Where am I? Over this side. Now, this house will be visible, obviously, from inside the farm, looking up at it this way. So we'll have to keep that in mind as far as the design and stuff like that. But all right, so let's see. Do I just want to do something kind of silly, like 1, 2, 3? Just bring this out this way. I could even bring this in, right? We could just pop this over like so. Okay, this could be a thing. All right, now we're going to disappear into this hill, but that's okay. All right, let's go and pop all this snow out. Right, but if this goes here, and we come up with the stone brick, like this, that's not bad. I think I can make this work. Yeah, I think I can. So, yeah, it'll be a little bit interesting here, but yeah, and then obviously I'm gonna have to do a second floor, but let me get the shape of this first level in first, and then we'll see what's happening with the second floor. Okay, because I have a feeling I want to do something a little different on that. I don't know what, but something. Okay, so we'll pop that in, and we'll pop this up this way. All right. Again, we're just working on shape here. We'll deal with details and stuff later, but that'll go there. Okay, right. So those bricks probably won't be visible for anything, but I'm going to put them there anyway, just to make it a little bit easier to see what's going on. Okay. So that would go there. 1, 2, 3, like so. Okay. All right, now that lines us up with that. Okay. And then there would be a doorway or something over here. So let me go get the other side up. All right, we'll come around this way, and we'll meet on the edges or something here. I think that'll be good. Yeah, that'll be a thing. Okay. All right, so again, brick. 1, 2, 3. this is going to come out. At least for now. Okay. And again, brick 2, 3. Oops, that's... It's not there. Does not go there. That's all right. And I do have more bricks, right? Yes. Okay. See, it's a thing. We're going to get there. It'll be great. Okay. This lines up with that. I feel like I'm off here somewhere. I'm off here somewhere. Right here, in fact. That should go that way. Yep. Off by 1. Okay. All right, so that goes there. And over brick. It goes up this way. Okay. I'm still off by 1. Cool. All right, so that goes like that. It's like, how come when I deleted a block and moved things over, I'm still in the same place? Oops. Hi. So that goes like that. Takes that out. All right. Okay. Other than this brick being in the wrong place, this is okay. Right, so this would come up this way. Okay. And I'm stuck down here forever. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this comes like so, and then we drop back here. 1, 2, 3. And yes, that is... Well, one of those blocks is lined up appropriately. Okay. All right, so this would come over this way, and I can just sort of terraform this area so that, yeah, right, I could just bring in some grass, right? Right, because if that's floor, we're definitely going to want to fill this in. Okay. And this will be good because then on the first floor, I've got all of this area back here. Okay, right, I've got this whole back wall that I can do things like put in a giant fireplace. This is the perfect spot for a fireplace. I haven't built a good fireplace in a while. I used to have a bad habit of every building I built had to have this epic fireplace. It was like a compulsion or something. Okay, but we're going to bring this all out this way. I'm going to need more dirt. Dirt or snow or something, but... And that's fine. Right, but we can bring all of this out this way. In fact, if I wanted to use snow, I could set up a snowman. Uh-oh. Right. So we could bring this all sort of over, I don't know, kind of like this. All right. Get this filled in. Get our little bit of terraforming action here. All right. All right, so this is going to put me up at that ceiling level. Ceiling slash floor slash whatever. All right. Just good. Okay, but this is great because then we can come in here. Let's go ahead and just fill this in. Okay. So we'll get whatever our, you know, flooring, whatever our flooring is going to be there. That'll be in place. Yeah, I could build out I could build out fireplace. Oh, I could do a dual fireplace right in here. Like in each of these segments, right? That one there and this one here. And you go between them down the stairs and around into the, right? You'll go down and around and into the farm there. All right. I'm down. I can live with that. Okay, so that's going to be our basic design for the first floor. All right. Let's go ahead and just fill in the brick here. Again, we'll do more detail work as we're going, or maybe as we get a little bit more of the structure in place, we'll do more detail work. Okay. All right, but just hang on. So that's going to be our first floor. All right. Fabulous. Now, and I do like this combination of the brick and the stone. I may throw some other stuff in there, you know, another color to deal with highlights and some other things, but I think this is going to be a good start. Sorry, let's just duck in here and sleep. And yes, those sounds were backwards. I rigged those doors so that they are zombie proof. The zombies think the door is open and so tries to walk through, but they can't because obviously the door is blocking the way. And they won't try to break it down because they think it's open. It's a nice little trick. Keeps things safe. It means you can't use pressure plates and stuff to open the doors, but I don't need pressure plates here. All right, so we'll get that. Oh yeah, I think that's going to look really good. We'll put in, I think we'll put in some fun, you know, some nice glass panes and stuff in these windows. You know, whether I do, I mean, I could do red, which would continue all of this color. I could do green or blue or something. But whatever it is, we'll have a nice little thing. Now, let's talk about the second floor. Okay? Because obviously, one floor does not a two-story building make. Okay? That's how architecture works. So, one thing I was thinking of doing, right, is we've got this here. I was thinking of putting in some sort of overhang. All right, so if I were to continue, say, this sort of action here, right, where this would go here. Hang on. I just want to mark this out so I can keep a little bit of continuity here. Right. But what if this actually was an overhang? So if I brought this brick out like so, and again, details and stuff will come later, but yeah, what if I bring this like this? Okay. All right, now, okay, so we take this out. All right. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I would want to come in and put in some stuff under here, probably some brick slabs and some stairs and some other things. But again, we'll deal with the detailing later. Let's just get the shape of the building in place. Now the next question is, would I want to continue this like so? Actually, that might not be bad. If I continue this like that, bring this here and just do the same sort of overhang. Nope. Close, but nope. Okay. And I need more bricks. Just fine. I have more bricks. I brought lots. I brought 2 shulker boxes full of bricks because I knew I wanted to build with bricks. So, you know. All right, now this, I'm going to go ahead and mark these spots here. Is that 3? Yeah. I'm going to mark those spots. I don't know if I want to leave those where they are or push them out so they're square with the rest of the building. Okay. If it was square, it would match what's happening here with the rest of this, with these overhangs and things like that. But I'm not convinced that that's actually what I want to do. Okay. My scroll wheel is being stupid. Okay. That's something that is not right. Okay. Yes, this right here. That needs to double up. Right. All right. Okay. Yeah, and said the reason I'm looking at this and thinking maybe I want it to be inset is because this is the door on this side, and it'd be a little bit more visually interesting, right? If you happen to be wandering through the powdered snow, right? You're coming in from this side, which unlikely as that's going to be, okay? You could come in and, right, see this and go in that door. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it inset. All right, so we'll go ahead and do something along these lines. Now, and this is going to be a door here. Probably a smaller door on this side, okay? That one's going to be larger. We're going to do some magic with that. This one, I think we're going to leave it as a single wide door here. Okay, so we're coming up, what's this? 1, 2, 3, and then the top, right? So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Kind of like a skinny nether portal, if you want to think of it that way. All right. Okay, so we'll just bring this across like so. This one is, that brick is wrong. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5. This comes across like that. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get the rest of this in place. Again, we'll just get the shape in here. And this is going to double like this because it's overhanging the segment below it. Okay. Now there's no window here, but that's okay. Okay, we'll deal with that, but 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 5. All right, and this will come on down like so. And like so. All right. And then because we're all overhung like this is actually just going to go straight across. I may do something to add a little more depth and detail to that, but for now, we're just going to bring this across. And this does the same thing over here. All right. So that's going to go like so. This will pop up here like all the so. So much so that I need more stone. Awesome. 2, 3, 4. That'll work. All right. And down we go. Right. Except for this is wrong. All right, that's fine. Back. Gotta. That's too low. That is too low. I was right the first time. Okay. No, this is fine. It's fine. I like undoing stuff. Okay, I don't know about you, but yeah, totally like to undo stuff. So this should be up here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. All right. Let's just run the stone across the top, and then I'll take out the middle of it. Or the middle of it. That one row that I screwed up. This is going to be great. It will, because greatness will be thrust upon it. It's not born great, it is thrust into greatness. Alright, get this in, and I do need to think long and hard about sleeping, because this area is not safe. This is not a spawn-proofed area. There will, in fact, be things trying to eat my face. And I think I've mentioned once or twice that face eating is not high on my list of things I like to do or have done. So let's make with the sleepy, shall we? All right. And sleep. Okay, today we build. Tomorrow we record a podcast. I don't know what I'm going to podcast about, so I need to record my podcast for the next week or whatever, and that's great. The problem is, normally I record it on Saturday, but because I'm going to be doing all sorts of work on my computer on Saturday. Right, this needs to come out. I'm not going to have the time to do it then, so I need to record and get everything edited and stuff on Friday. Which, since I don't have to work is, that part of it's easy enough. But, okay, that comes out because we're bringing brick across this way. Anyway, so I'm still working on topics. I have some ideas. I still need to kick it around a little bit, but... Okay, right, that's going to go like to there. That is... Okay, that is snow. Okay, sorry, gotta be careful. There's death snow around here, and I could be happy not sinking into the death snow. Okay. that goes in and around like this, and that, and that, and that. Okay, cool. Yeah, this will work. Oh, I forgot to take out that extra row of stone brick. All right. Nice. Nice. Yeah, this is working out okay over here. Okay, except for the whole falling and stuff, this is working out great. Okay, and I'll have to come through here and dig out the rest of the space for the inside of this building, but we'll burn that bridge in a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and take out this stake of a row. Now, I honestly have no idea what I want to do for the ceiling in this building. Something. Yeah, I did discount. I mean, obviously, the building should have a roof, which is different from a ceiling, but it should have both of them. Okay, and I don't know what that's going to be. 2, 3. This goes down like so. That block ends up not being there. Roofing is like my least favorite thing to do in Minecraft. I mean, it really is. Aside from the fact it's just boring. It's hard to think of something to do for a roof so that it's interesting. You know? It's like something should be there, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Do you all like doing roofs and stuff? If so, you know, that's great. Okay, let's go ahead and clean out all of this nonsense here. Right, all this happy snow. Sure, we'll find a good place for most of it. Or it's going to sit in a shulker box until the end of the world. One of the two. Because I am a digital hoarder and will absolutely save this snow. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we'll get all of this in place. Now, yeah, what this all looks like, it's obviously this is going to come down like that. That'll come down like that. Take this out from here. Yeah, just a little trim here, a little bit off the top. It'll be great. Okay. Okay, so this is all going to slide down like that. This side, right, this is our indent. And as I said, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing in these, so I'm sure it'll be something cool. But, you know, I don't know what that cool thing is going to be, so we'll just get the shape of things in place for now, and then we'll worry about the rest of it in a minute. Okay. Yeah, I am kind of liking something here. There's some good bones in this this structure here. I don't know how it's all going to work out, but I think there's a lot of promise in this. Okay. All right, and yeah, I'll need to figure out the floor, obviously, but we'll worry about that in a minute. All right, so this comes down this way. Let's go ahead and fill that in. comes down here. Yeah, we'll just bring all this stone brick down where it will be all like structural and stuff. Okay. And then this comes out here. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that shape here, but something is going to fill that in. Obviously, we don't have windows here because we've got this whole hillside thing we got going on. Turns out dirt is really, really hard to see through. Okay. Some of you may have that talent that you can see through dirt. I don't. So, you know, we're just going to fill in some space here. But sides like this, especially like this back corner, this would be perfect for some form of spiral staircase, for example. Right? Because if I could spiral staircase up onto the second floor from over there, that would be really cool. And yeah, if I were to, yeah, we'll just fill that with snow because why not? Torches. God, we must torch. Just get a little torch spam out here, you know. Keep it at least mildly spawn resistant. That's the ticket. It'll be spawn resistant. All right, so we've got this. Oh, I'm missing some of the stonework up here. Let's get that in place. Okay, this pops up like so. 4, 1, 2. Right, this drops down like that. Now, one of the things you'll see sometimes in buildings that are built in winter climates, especially if they're older, is they have smaller windows. And the reason for that is glass is not a great insulator. It does not do good things for keeping your building warm. Okay? So if you have windows, you're going to have smaller windows so that you can you have less of that heat leakage. Okay? Oh, I need to get up here and do this side too. Okay. Actually, I just need to do lots of this stuff. All right. So yeah, we're going to just try to avoid all of the leakage. They also tend to have A-frames, you know, for their roof because that helps keep the snow off. You would not want a flat roof in a place where you can expect to get a lot of snow. Okay. That just ends up being a recipe for a caved-in roof. Okay, you want a roof that's angled so that the snow will slide off of it and not accumulate on the top of your building. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to have some form of slanted roof. Probably relatively steeply slanted. I just need to be careful not to make it too steep. Otherwise, we end up just dwarfing the building with roof. It's one of the problems I have with doing roofing in Minecraft is it just always ends up being the wrong. The roof just ends up being wrong. Okay, there's just let's see. Under there is the crafting table. Right. Grab a shulker box. Okay, shulker boxes are not something I lack in this world. I'm over here at the shulker farm if I need more shells, but I believe this is full. And that is full. And that's not full, but it could be fairly quickly if we wanted it to be. All right. So, what to do? All right. Again, we've got some detail work that needs to happen, but yeah, we'll do something fun coming up in these sides, I think. I don't know what, but something. Um, all right, so for the roof, um, honestly, I think we're just gonna go stairs. It's pretty, I don't know, I was gonna say it's kind of bland, normal, something like that, but honestly, I think that's gonna be the way to go. But let's see, how do I want to do that? All right, let's get a crafting table. Okay. And let's get ourselves some spruce. All right. Good news is I have spruce. Bad news is stairs are really expensive. All right. The other thing I think I might do is grab a few slabs. Let's play with that just a little bit. Actually, let's grab a few more slabs than that. All right. Good enough. All right, so what I want to do is obviously we're going to have stairs coming over the top of the roof. So I think we're going to come kind of sort of like this. Okay, and yes, we will overhang here. Now I may do some other stuff here too, but yeah, so we're gonna just overhang like this. All right. Now this is the other side of things that's a little bit tedious. It's like, hey, let's be sure we've got all of the we've got sort of an even type roof. I think this is not a build that would have any sort of weird dramatic sort of asymmetries in it. Okay. Something, but not too crazy. Also, I don't know if this is going to be stone in here, but I guess we'll get started with it. Also, I think I'm going to bring some of this out, overhanging the front here. Right? I think we'll bring in some of the stairs coming out that way, but bring this up here like so. Right? This is going to come out this way. That. Okay. Again, we're going to not deal with a flat roof, but part of me would like to do sort of a barn roof where it shallows out a little at the top. That does not make sense for this sort of winter wonderland. Okay. Okay. So that's going to go kind of sort of like so. And like so. And then we slab like so. Okay. Not that so. Like that. All right, so let's take a look and just double check our height here. honestly, I don't think that's going to be too bad. You know what this could be? Is a school. It kind of has that sort of vibe to it, you know? School, prison, they kind of look the same, right? Actually, it's funny. One of the schools in the school district that I was in when I was growing up, the high school was actually designed by the um, same design firm that designed like a shopping mall, and that high school very much had that same sort of shopping mall vibe, which actually in some ways was kind of cool because you look at a mall and a school have similar traffic flows in some ways, right? You've got in a mall, right? You'd have the stores that go down the sides, right? So you have your central hallway and then the stores down each side. Well, a school is the same way, except instead of a store, you have classrooms. Okay, awesome. Well, the thing that's somewhat problematic in schools is that hallway is kind of narrow. But in a shopping mall, you want that central hallway to be fairly wide so you don't end up with congestion and anything that would stop people from being able to get to the stores. Well, it's the same thing with a school. You don't really want congestion and stopping the students from being able to get to their classrooms. So, it was actually really cool. Now, the high school I went to had, I think, if it wasn't the largest, it was the second largest student population in the county. But we had the smallest or second smallest footprint, square footage building in the county. So we were sort of packed in there. That building no longer exists. They tore it down and built a larger school. But when I was going there, I was the student representative on the design committee that added an extension to the front of the school because they were adjusting how students got there. So when I went to school there, it was obviously it was a high school, but the previous school to that was a junior high, and it had grades 7 through 9. So your kindergarten through 6 was in the elementary school. Grades 7 through 9 were in the junior high, and then you had grades 10 through 12 in the high school. Well, the county was shifting things, so it went to a middle school type system where you had grades 9 through 12 in the high school, and then you have grades 8, 7, and 6 in the middle school. Okay, which is great, except we already had a pretty packed high school with just 3 grade levels worth of students. Trying to add a 4th was a little crazy. So they built this extension that said I was on the design committee, but I graduated before that extension was built, so I never had classes in it. But there's a picture there somewhere of all of us who were on the committee there for the groundbreaking with, costume well, I mean, they're real hard hats, but, here, you're in your suit and stuff, and now put on this hard hat and turn the ceremonial first shovelful of dirt or something, But it was cool. It was cool. It was fun working on that. Yeah, this building, it's going to be cool. So we're going to have the 2 regular floors, and then there's going to be an attic space. And I don't know what's going to be, what I'm going to do with the attic. I don't know if it matters what I do with the attic. Okay. Let's see. Somewhere around here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so the scaffolding's under the roof. I wouldn't have been able to climb up here anyway. This is fine. I think I'm going to have to craft up some more stairs. Well, that's okay. Yeah. So anyway, so that was an interesting experience. All right. And yep, definitely going to need more spruce. Okay, and again, a crafting table would be handy. Turns out you can't craft stairs without a crafting table, so I do that. And yeah, I'll go ahead and finish that. If I have too many stairs, it's okay. Somehow I'll find a way of using them. Maybe not on this build, but you know, somewhere. I like building with spruce, and I'm sure I will find a place for it. The other nice thing about building this roof out of stairs is it's spawn proof. So I don't have to worry about doing any sort of silliness by, oh, let's throw up some glow lichen or up there or something to light up the roof and keep it, you know, mob proof. Nope, we'll not have to worry about that. Okay. Yeah, as I said, I don't know what's going to happen with the attic, but we'll get something. Right, so this is going to be a thing. Yeah, now there's a bunch of detailing stuff. I don't have any glass on me, for example, so I have no idea what I want to do with the windows, and even if I knew, I don't have the materials to do anything with it yet. So that's going to be a problem for future me. And if you have many problems for future you, did you know that you can get That's a Problem for Future Me merch? Like, I've got this cool water bottle, which I've had for a while. I'm actually starting to rub some of the printing off of it, but Yahoo! Yeah, go to musicfreegaming.com and it's all there waiting for you to just buy that. That's a Problem for Future Me stuff. I've got stuff that says cheese monkeys, because that's just fun. Also, the new Selectively Lazy line just launched. I don't know, what's it, a couple weeks ago or a month ago now, maybe? So if you are selectively lazy, or you know somebody who is selectively lazy and you think you need to get them some gear to let them know that that they need to let everyone else know, yeah, it's a place to go for all the fun stuff. All right. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Ah! That's not where that goes. Oh, also, for those of you who happen to be on the YouTube side of the house, channel memberships are now a thing. So if you would like to become a channel member and get access to emotes on YouTube and support our channels in the Discord, that's a thing. You can do that. Twitch, of course, that's been a thing for a while as well. And Twitch is running a promo or something. They got a cool deal going on where they're offering a fairly significant discount on gift subs or something, I guess. So that's a thing if you were so inclined. But All right, yeah, so this is going to go in like that and like that. All right. All right, so yeah, so if we're coming across this way, this is going to be all right. Do I want to... Hang on, did I come out... Oh, I didn't. All right, so obviously that scaffolding is now useless. Let's see, do I want to run... Do I want to run the scaffolding across... Or the scaffolding, the roof across this way? I mean, it's an idea. It has some merit. Maybe not over that. Yeah, but having it stick out over the walls here a little bit, I think is going to be a good thing. Okay. And it's snowing. Awesome. In real life, I like the snow. Snow is kind of nice. It's nice to listen to fall, right? If you're outside, it's so quiet and it hushes everything. It's really cool. It's cold, of course, but you know, I've got these stairs in. I might come in. In fact, I think I do want to come in. Let's see. Let's take out... Yeah. I think what I want to do is let's put some... Of course, those are top slabs. That's not great. See, I kind of feel like I want to do a little bit of something here that's not that. Or so it's just not going straight across. All right, I don't know quite what, but whatever that is, I'm going to take that out. And yeah, I want to do something there. I just don't know what I want that something to be. Okay. I actually don't mind it. I would actually kind of like to see the stonework here, though. Especially over all the brick. Okay, that would go there. This one would come out. Now, I'm not entirely sure that I like this, but actually, I'm sure I don't like this. I just need to take a look and figure out what the heck is going to happen there. You know what's going to happen there? Shelves. I think shelves are going to happen there. Here, let's duck inside the farm here so that I can worry about crafting and stuff without worrying about the villagers, without worrying about the skeletons and other things that are spawning out there. All right, so let's go ahead and get some logs. Logs. Here we go. This, I think, is going to be interesting. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Strip up a bunch of logs here. All right, so many logs. All right, now this is gonna be. I think it's gonna be okay. I think this is gonna look kind of cool. Now, unfortunately, it won't. Oh, we've got spiders on the snow globe. Well, that sounds like a bad story or something. Spiders on the snow globe. Let's grab some spruce shelves. Okay. Oh yeah, way too many. Way too many things. Where did I put the spruce? There it is. Way too many stairs, but as I said, we'll figure that out in a little bit. Yeah, it's like a Christmas horror story. Spiders on the snow globe. Either that or it's like some holiday tragedy, right? Where going to be you know, it's like somebody's, you know, their significant other left them, and now they're just kind of on their own, and they left them at Christmas, and they left all of their Christmas stuff up, and they're coming back to it, and it's like, yep, and there are spiders on the snow globe. Yeah, I mean, you can see that story sort of happen, right? Okay. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't show the stone, but I think this is going to give us a little bit something a little more interesting than just, hi, this is overhanging or something. Yes, but no. Let's try something else here. We're just going to come up for like this half of the building, okay? And, oops, I put all of the stairs away because why would I need the stairs? I'm done with them. All right. Let's grab some stairs. All right, and what I'm going to do is we're going to run the stairs across here, the shelf, and then stairs across the top here. Back. And then the shelf. And then that goes away. 2 shelves because, yeah. All right. Let's take a look and just see what that kind of looks like. That's actually not bad. Compared to having the shelves over the windows, I think that's a little bit better. Now, what I'd like to do is, and I still could get in there with some slabs instead of the stairs, but slabs are just wrong. Part of the problem is that they, yeah, no, they would just be wrong. Okay. All right, so somewhere here, we'll fix that. All right, so let's get all of that out. And then the way I was doing this was stairs over the window things. Okay, shelves. Again, with the placing of the blocks in the wrong place. I do that a lot. It's a problem. Okay, and then a couple of shelves, like so. And so on that side, I think I just continued the roof all the way over, which is probably okay. I don't know. I might want to play with that a little bit. Let me pick up all of my droppings here. You should always clean up your droppings. Be kind to the campers who come after you. I think I might want to go ahead and put a shelf over that stone there. I also might take out that corner, but let's put a shelf there and see what it looks like up there on the top of the stone. All right, let's try going up the scaffolding though. Okay. All right, so we'll just come over here with the shelf. Let's do the same on this side. When that goes out, we shelf it up like so. Yeah, that's not too bad. It would be nice if I could see the stonework, but I think that'll be okay. And then let's do this. Grab a stone cutter. All right, and I need some stairs, and I need some slabs. All right. All right, so what I want to do here is we're going to put some stairs here like so. Right, so they're sitting right underneath that, and then we're going to run the slabs in between. Okay. So it looks like the bricks got a little bit of support going on here. Yeah, see, that's looking a little bit better. That's looking all sorts of better. In fact, what I might do, I'm got to be careful. I'm getting into detailing, but we'll... yeah, I like that. Okay. Sweet. Let's go do some work on the other side. Okay. And I think here, hang on, just pull out some of this. Wow. Do I not have a snow block? I guess I don't have a snow block. Now I have a snow block. Okay. I may change that out for brick, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. Let's get over here. Okay, I'm going to do the same sort of... We'll play the same game here. We're going to... Oops, no, that's going to stay... Oops, oops, and oops. We're just going to make all of the oopses and stuff here. No, so what I want to do is let's... This side's a little different, so we'll have to play with that a little bit. But let's get the stairs in here like this. And we'll do the same thing. We'll get that sort of little archy goodness going on. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in. It's not quite the same as supporting the bricks on the other side, but I think it's going to be good. And then honestly, that might be okay. So what I could do is I could come in with the shelves, right? But the way this side is shaped, this doesn't make as much sense. Yeah, let's take that out. Okay. We'll bring in the stairs on this side. I do think I want to cut out... Yeah, I think I do want to cut out those corners here. I might do that on the other side, too. We'll just take a look. Okay. Hey, J-Car! What is a interesting selection of autocrafts correct type things you got going on there, but hope you're having a fabulous day over there on Kick. All right. Sleep and then we'll dive in here a little bit. So hope your Thursday and or Thanksgiving has been fun. Okay, I like what this is. What's working out here? I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be kind of nice. Yeah, those corners do need to be there because of the shelves. Yeah. Yeah, I think they do need to be there. Which means I probably should put them back on the other side as well. All right, well, that's fine. Deal with that. But first, okay, put some of this stuff in place. I can click on things. The only reason I was thinking that to take these out is just because of the way it was sort of framing things here. It was just weird. Okay. All right. All right. So that's going to be there. I think. Oh, actually, do I want to do that? Oh, that. Ah, I'm going to freeze to death. That's what's going to happen here. All of the freezing to death is going to happen here. There we go. Let's give this a try. And let's come back here in this corner. And we'll turn this sideways like that. I think this might actually work. On the other hand, you said it doesn't have to be symmetrical. In fact, it doesn't make sense that this would be symmetrical or that would curve in like that, depending on the block behind it, right? Now, if I were to bring that in like that, that might work, but we'll play with it and see. But for now, let's go ahead and leave it sort of turned in. And then on this side, obviously I can't do any sort of turning here. So, okay. All right, well, that's a thing. Oh, I need to come around this side and be sure I've got all the stairs and stuff in place too. Yeah. Stair, stair, slab, slab, and slab. Okie dokie. And because this was how I'm doing it, I'm just going to take snow out. And we'll go ahead and bring this in like so. All right, now what I could do, this actually isn't a bad idea, is sort of frame that like so. I'm not totally sold on that, but for now I'm down. Right, I could pull that in under here like so. I mean, that's not bad. That kind of frames it in an interesting way. I can live with that. Now, over here on this side, well, it's all blocked up. In fact, I might end up covering this. All right, if I were to bring in some snow like this, right, that just ends up, in fact, I have a box that has snow in it, right? Yes, this one. Let's grab a little bit of snow. Okay. Yeah, we'll just... If I just have a little bit of snow that's sort of drifted up here above the... Or not necessarily above the window, but... You know, sort of around the window there a little bit. Go and fill this in. Yeah, that kind of makes some sense, right? Got a little bit of a drift. Yeah, something kind of along these lines. Yeah, okay. Other things may happen, but for now, that seems to be a thing. All right. Okay, now obviously I need to fill in whatever's happening there in the attic. We'll get there, but the basic shape of this is kind of nice. Okay. I don't know what else I might want to do on here, but that's definitely a thing. Now, the windows, yes, I will need some glass windows of some sort. But I don't know what I want those to be yet. So if I want them to be clear or light gray might be really good. I don't think I want to go red. I think that'd be a little bit too much. Let's go ahead and I need to get some. I think I need some spruce trapdoors and some spruce doors. Okay, so good news is I have trapdoors. Okay. Oh heck, I've got plenty of wood here too. So turn that into planks. Let's go ahead and get a couple of spruce trapdoors, or at least sets of spruce trapdoors. All right. So I think what I want to do is we are going to make a pearlescent moon door. I pulled out slabs and not trapdoors. Didn't I? Yeah, something like that. All right. Okay. Right, so this goes like that. Okay, right, this goes in. Okay. Right, and so there's your door. I might want to do a little bit of something with that. Not entirely sure, but it kind of feels like I should do something different with that. Because that just feels too tall. What if I were to do this? If I were to come in with some stone brick, like, no. Okay. That's not bad. I mean, I wasn't going to flip the other side, or flip this middle one. I might have to, though, just looking at what's happening back here. Oh, on the other hand, I could just... oh, I can't put anything here because of the trapdoors. All right, this might have to just go like so. Okay, I mean, that's okay. Okay. Yeah, so as we're running along here, that's not bad. So the door is maybe a little square, but that's all right. I said it felt wrong bringing the trapdoors all the way up there, though. Now, what I could do, this could be interesting. Stone cutter. Okay. Down there. Okay. Let's grab some brick stairs. Okay. Let's take these out. And let's drop in with the brick stairs. Okay. That's not bad. That gives it some interesting depth. We tie in with this. Okay. Okay. I'm game. I like it. Nice. You know, I'm not going to do this, but I'm actually curious to see what it looks like. If I were to bring those in, okay? To put the shelves there. That looks really cool. I'm not going to do that for the windows, but that is a really cool pattern. Ooh, we're going to have to use that in here somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere in here, we're going to have to use that. Because that just looks really nice. All right. So down we go. All right, where could we use that design? I might even pull that. I don't know if I want to do it with the spruce in this room. It might make more sense to do it with the birch because that's going to match a little bit with the sandstone floor. But using that for the separators between the chests, that might be really cool. All right. All right, so what do we need to do here now? Yeah, so I need to get the floor in. I need to get the floor in. And we'll need to fill in the attic. Okay, so as far as our floor is concerned, I think we'll actually just use spruce. So since I happen to have all sorts of spruce slabs, we'll do that for the floor as soon as I can figure out where I left my spruce box. There it is. All right, so go and put those stripped logs away. And I don't need the stairs for the moment. Which means, of course, I should probably hang on to some. I actually have a different idea for the... Oops, that's not a crafting table. I actually have a different idea for the staircase. I think for the staircase, I might do some magic with fence posts and carpet. Okay. Which is really fun, but... crafting table. I would like the slabs, please. Slabs, there we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get all of this out. All right. And we're definitely going to have to get the snow box out. You know, I don't like shoveling snow in real life. But shoveling snow in Minecraft, I don't particularly enjoy that either. But, you know, here we are. Torches. Okay. Just get a little bit of light in here. Where's my snow box? There it is. Okay. Just throw all of that in there. Okay, and again, we'll just drop a little bit of light in places just so we don't get mobs spawning in here, because that would be uncomfortable. Yeah. And I do really like the idea of maybe putting in some form of fireplace in each of those two sections. So we'll see what that looks like as we get a little bit closer, but I'm going to get the basics here. Now, there's still a lot of detail that I want to do on the outside of this building, so we'll deal with that in a little bit. But for now, again, let's get all this snow taken care of. I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, okay? I'm not the type that really likes to have to shovel snow inside my house, okay? Some of you, that might be totally cool, but that's not something that I'm actually hyper excited to have to do, so we'll try to, you know, not have to do this again. I don't know, if you're dealing with having to shovel snow inside of your house, I think you may want to see somebody about what's happening with your roof. Okay? Because it seems to me like you're having actual roof problems at that point. You know, just sort of seems logical that that would be something that would be a problem if you're shoveling snow in your house. Okay. But let's go ahead and get all of this, all of these slabs in. Again, this is not everything, you know, hyper detailed or anything. This is this is going to be just a nice little floor here. So we've got something good to stand on that's not snow. Okay, those shulker boxes are going to be in the way. All right. All right, get this in. Now, for the second floor, again, I don't think I have any carpet with me over here. So to do the spiral staircase with fence posts carpet, I'd have to go get some carpet, which is fine. You know, that's a thing I can do eventually. I'd also have to decide what color I want it to be, because I think we need one more color in this, right? We've got the brick, we've got the stone, right? So we've got the reds, we've got gray, we've got the brown of the spruce. But I think we need an accent color of some sort. I don't know what that accent color would be, but I think we need one. Let's get the snow there. Probably the snow layers as well. All right. Okay. Hydration is important. I don't know about where you're at, but here it gets cold and it gets dry. And that's not fun for anybody. Okay, maybe it's fun for somebody, but boy, it just dries your skin out something fierce. It's nice though. My wife started making lotion a couple of years ago. Well, more than a couple of years ago. And it's amazing. And it's been really handy in these annoying winter months when it's just so freaking cold and dry and just horrible. Well, that's in the wrong place. All right. Okay, so yeah, I think I want to bring the staircase in here. What I don't know. I think I am going to end up doing these as planks up here. It's not there. That would be bad, but okay, so if I were to put this here. Okay. Like that, okay? So coming up, the center of this is here. Let's go ahead and use, I'm going to use some bricks here. I don't think they're going to stay bricks, but okay. That's, oops. Okay, so we've got some form of floor action happening here, okay? So if I wanted to have stairs that went all the way up to the second floor, which, you know, is sort of a convenient thing to have. If I were to come up like this. Okay. Or we just sort of, let's just say, spiral out of control. But no, actually, we're pretty well in control here. That works pretty well. Obviously, that's not going to be there. And this should be, well, that's fine. It can stay like that. That's not bad. That puts us right up here. Now this column, I think, would go away. And then we would come in here. I'd like to put a handrail of some sort on this, but unfortunately, the way these blocks are shaped. Oops. Well, that's not going to be what I'm looking for. All right, unfortunately, coming in like something like this, I mean, it kind of works. Oops, that's a slab. But you end up with the problem of what happens when you come around this side, because I can't put a trapdoor there. I can put a trapdoor here. Okay, but I can't. Yeah, that's just awkward going around there. Okay. Light's not bad. Let's go ahead and sleep real quick. Now, I suppose I could actually make that a double wide staircase. That might work. Doing that spiral is too wide. Could be a little bit of a challenge, but let's take a look and just see what fun things we could do with this. Okay, let's take these trapdoors out. Okay. So, coming out of the middle. Yeah, I'm going to put this back. That'll make this a little bit easier to see what's going on here. So that, yeah, so this here is a problem, right? I mean, I could put a block there, right? That's doesn't work, but I could put a block there. Ooh, yeah, that's just messy. Okay. So it would be fun and stuff, but no. I mean, the other thing I could do, the other thing, right? There's so many other things that could happen here. All right, the other thing I could do would be to just sort of fill something in, but let's see if I put a slab here. I think, yeah, that's okay. I think let's go ahead and slab this too. Yeah, that feels a little bit better just as you're coming up. All right. All right, so that brings us up this way. Not totally ideal, but, we can deal with it. Now, all in all, actually, this isn't bad. It's not bad at all. All right, so let's go ahead and get a floor in up top here. Take all this grass out. Okay. Doing all right so far. I think this is starting to be okay. Yeah, now there are a few places up here where I could totally see like maybe blocking this window off and building a fireplace out here, running a chimney up that way, something like that. Right, do that on both sides. Right, there are definitely some options in here that could be good. About not being dark, that would be great. Okay, we'll get that in a minute. All right. Okay, We are out of wood. Oh, it's still down here. I know I've got more spruce. That's not it. Okay. This is planks. Great. I think that'll finish off the inside of this. This isn't that big a room when it comes down to it. But yeah, I like the idea of putting the two fireplaces in that first floor down there, but having a couple on either side, maybe. I don't know. If I were to, oh, sorry. If I were to make this a school, then we'll have to deal with the interior a little bit differently, but. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be something. I guess we'll have to sit and figure something out. But that's the whole point of this, and that's part of the fun, right? All right. It's definitely part of the fun. Now, need a little bit of light over here so that, again, we don't have zombies showing up to eat our faces. I don't know why they would be focused on faces. You think typically zombies are all about brains, but you know, maybe these are some of those rare zombies that are into looks over intelligence. And you know, these are the types of people that are always posting on Instagram. You know, the zombies are all about the Instagram. And you know, just downvoting the different places because, you know, hey, they're about faces and not brains. I don't know. They seem like really shallow zombies. I think we need to maybe teach them that beauty lies within. Of course, they probably know that because they're trying to eat your face, but you know, it's just one of those things. But they'll eventually figure out what's appropriate. Okay, so I want this to go here. And then we're going to... Nope, that's facing the wrong way. Okay. I would like this to go... There we go, like that. Okay. Ooh, actually, you know what might be good? Let's take this out. Let's put another shelf here. It looks a little bit weird on this side, but if I were to come in like that, I don't know. Don't know. Might have to do something, but from this side, it's too tall is what it is. Actually, what I can do is I can do the same brick thing I did before, or the same stairs thing. Let's grab a stone cutter. Get ourselves a brick stair. And that goes like that. Awesome. Yeah, that's not bad. I could live with that. Okay, assuming Minecraft doesn't crash on me, which it just did, which is fabulous. All right, well, we'll load up here. Well, that... Actually, this is probably a good spot to stop, but I want to go back in. I want to take one more look through it before we call it a day. Because I think there's going to be something cool here as we get this all in place, but I don't know. I'm liking what's happening with this build. Obviously, it's going to need a lot more detail, so we'll be working on that over the next few days, but Let's, all right. Okay, let's go ahead and take this scaffolding down. All right, so yeah, this isn't so bad as a back entrance, I suppose. Sort of up here. Whoa, and we get the whole freezing to death thing again. All right. Yeah, we'll have to maybe do something about that. But so if you do happen to be coming from this side for some reason, there is a back door here. Okay. This is all safe, right? Yep. Okay, we'll have got the staircase down here. Okay, we're all safe in here as well, which is good. You know, again, I like safety. Safety is, I can be down for being safe, you know. All right, let's pick those up for now. Lights are okay. Not totally thrilled with this pillar, but I also don't want to take it out. So it's going to live there for now. But then we come out here, and I think this is looking pretty okay. This very much feels like we've got ourselves a nice little schoolhouse or something. Which, you know, that wasn't quite what my goal was, but that's kind of where this is going. All right, let me sleep. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the details I want to add, and then I think we'll call it. But I think this is going to be really cool. All right, sleeping is done. All right, so let's hop back up here and take a look. So there are a couple of places where I can already see I'm going to want some form of detail. I don't know what yet. These corners, especially as I get up towards the top, I need to fill that corner in somehow, okay? I don't know what, you know, do I want it to be iron or copper bars, which could be really cool, especially if I, you know, wax them when they're just the orange. That might be okay. They could be iron bars for that matter, which might fit a little bit better color-wise. Help smooth that out. We'll need some windows of some sort, obviously. I am leaning towards something along the lines of light gray. Okay. I think light gray in the windows. I might fill in this center window, but I'm going to leave it there for now until I figure out what the heck I'm doing with this. Okay, I like what's happening here. Got the stairs and the slabs and stuff. That's doing good things. I had some. I kind of feel like I want a little bit of stone along the top here. I just don't know how to get it in there to make it look good. Okay, so I may not do that. I mean, I could see maybe up here with some upside down stairs and then putting some slabs on it, but that wouldn't make sense for the roof. So slabs or a trapdoor or something like that just wouldn't make sense. I do like the shelves there. I think that's a fun detail. So coming around the side, okay, obviously I need to fill in the space here in the attic. So that'll be a problem for future me as we start as we fill in the attic space. Okay. All right, and then out on the side here, said I like what's happening with the stonework. Not totally thrilled with what's happening, again, with the powdered snow. I'd like to get out, please. All right. Nope. All right, we're just going to freeze to death. It's all good. It's all good. We're here with the freezing. It's fine. All right. So whatever I do in these corners, yeah, I think I need to do something special here as it gets up towards the roof. I don't know what, but a little bit of something. Yeah, and then obviously we've got the same detail here. I'll probably close this off so it won't be a window. Which means I could put a second stairway up this way. And then if I tunnel into this, okay, go through this wall, back behind all of this stuff, and down, and sort of circle around so that I'm coming out at this level. Oops, come on, down. Down we go. Okay. So we come down through this level. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. That'll be a little bit of digging, but shouldn't be too bad. I just have to get the storage stuff in place so I know what that's going to look like before we do that, because again, I'd like to get all of that storagey goodness going, you know? So, okay. All right, I think that's going to be fine. And then, of course, it'll be a matter of building out the storage system in here for the for that community storage. But okay, all right. Well, that I think will work, and I think let's go ahead and call this here. It's been all sorts of fun. I'm glad to have all of you here watching. I know it's been it's Thanksgiving. Everyone's doing their own thing. But I want to give a special shout out to my supporters over at musicfreegaming.com, who I'm always thankful for. You can see their names scrolling by there. They're all awesome and amazing. You can join them in their awesome and amazingness at musicfreegaming.com. My next stream is going to be Saturday morning, 7:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. There's the schedule over there. So remember to like, subscribe, follow, whatever your channel of choice likes to do. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.